Okay, a word problem. A farmer has a rectangular garden plot surrounded by 200 feet of fence. Find the length and the width of the garden if its area is 2,400 square feet. Okay, well, let's get started. So you can draw a little picture if you'd like to of the garden. Okay, so here is our little garden. Woo! Oh, you know what? It's a farmer. He probably doesn't have flowers. He probably has corn. Okay, well, we will leave that as a flower for now. And yes, I know it's not pretty, but I didn't major in art. I majored in math. Okay, something has to be x for me to start this problem. So we will let x equal the width of the garden. Okay, so I will let that be x. Now, it does say that it is a rectangular garden. If that side is x, then this side is also x. How long is it? Well, I don't know, but I do know that he went out and he bought 200 feet of fence. 200 feet of fence is all around there. Well, let's think about it. I used x on this side. I have also used x feet on the right side. So 200 feet is what I had, but if I subtract off the x for the left side minus the x for the right side, well, that will be 200 minus 2x. Okay, so that's how much fencing I have left over for these two sides. Okay, now, I don't want to just put all that's left over on this side, because then the cows can get into the corn on this side. I have to fence all the way around. I have to take this fencing that I have left, I have to divide it by 2, because I'll have to put half of it here and the other half there. Well, let's reduce this a bit. 200 over 2 is 100, and minus 2x over 2, that would be just negative x. So that's how much each of these sides will be. This side would be 100 minus x, and the bottom would be 100 minus x. Okay, I do know that the area is 2,400 square feet. Okay, and hopefully you remember that the area is equal to the length times the width. I have x times 100 minus x. That should be the area, which they told me was equal to 2,400 square feet. We've done the hard part. Now we just need to do a little math. So let's get started. Let's start with the distributive property, and I will have 100x minus x squared. That was the distributive property, is equal to 2,400. And look at this. Even in real life, I have a quadratic equation. I know you think you will never use these, right? So I'm going to get everything on one side and factor it. I'm going to take everything to the right because I want my x squared to be positive. So I will add x squared to the left. But if you add x squared to the left, you have to add x squared to the right. I will also subtract 100x from both sides. So let's see what we have now. I will have 0 on the left, and I will write this in descending order. I will have x squared minus 100x plus 2,400. And we do a little factoring here. Or you could use the quadratic formula. Or you could even use your calculator and see where the boundary numbers are. The zeros, where it crosses the x-axis, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to factor it. I will have 0 is equal to, and that will be x times x. To get a positive, I'm going to use a negative times a negative in this case. And I am going to use 60 times 40. Now I use the zero product property. And I know x will equal 60 when I work that out, or x will equal 40. So if x is 60, then 100 minus 60 is 40. Or if x is 40, 100 minus 40 is 60. We would write the dimensions of the garden are 40 by 60.